Hello, my name is Karen del Rocio Sanchez Frias. What is intercultural communication? Intercultural communication is any interaction between two or more members of different cultural groups. According to UNESCO, in the world, they want more than 7 million different culture. Therefore, there are so many different culture. They are intercultural communication problem between team for discrimination against ethnic group of diverse expression, ignorance of the language at that there is not a single grammatical rule for each language. Contribute significantly to the development of the different cultures. There are 8 different types of environments. We are tropical jungle, grassland areas, let's desert areas, area of the Mediterranean, for scrap area of make for of temperate areas, areas of Arctic forest, polar area, cover that this environment will contribute to have different culture, culture in the some way. Culture developed by peoples in our variant within intercultural communication. They are different variants of the intercultural encounter. One of the are the intercultural way where one uses their mother chain while the other fourth language within intercultural communication. They is intercultural competence that is defined as the ability to negotiate meaning, cultural meaning, and to add communicable frame within effect. Why, according to the multiple identity of the participant, therefore the objectives of intercultural communication in that nothing it is inevitable that they are not universal position where everything is subject to credences and you have to learn to unpack the conflict and the possibility that their feelings of another person are loved since we do not know their form of communication. Intercultural communication in discipline that studies communication between different culture and social group and how culture affect communication.
Verbal communication consists of messages emitted and received continuously between the person who speaks and his interlocutor. The way in which the messages are formulated is of great importance. Verbal communication is based on language and the use of expression that to with which the speaker establishes communication can determine how the message is received and in what context. To carry out this type of verbal communication, various factors are included, such as 1. Voice tone, 2. Use of descriptive words, 3. Emphasis on certain phrases, and 4. Voice volume. The way a message is received depends of these factors since they allow the recipient to better interpret the meanings of the messages. On the other hand, this nonverbal communication. In it, there is a type of communication channels that does not require the exchange of words. Nonverbal communication includes eye contact, facial expression, hand gesture, use of physical space, and silence. This type of communication can affect the emission and reception of the messenger because not all cultures are manifested through body language, causing the message not to be communicated successfully. during the conversation.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Estefania Hernandez Pardo. Now I talk about examples of intercultural communication. Let's look at three different levels. For example, one international level. The one people usually think about a tourist from a country talking to a local that do not share the same language. Two, local level, which happens regularly and we know it does. Bullying a burrito at Mexican restaurant, not Chipotle or Taco Bell does not count. Three, interpersonal level happens when you speak to another person. For example, this talking with a coworker that plays PUBG Mobile or Minecraft and you don't. Intercultural communication generally difficult to the international level, where two different nationalities intersect and communicate. While this is wrong, it's also not the whole picture. Examples range from a teacher talking to a student, a black coworker speaking with a Hispanic coworker, between spouse, a person from northern Japan speaking with a person from southern Japan, a mathematician speaking with a football player. Examples for intercultural communication can consist of many factors. Uh, Also, body language. In the United States, families normally wave hello to the great age other, that's all. In Hispanic culture, families they are more inclined to hug and have kiss on the cheek when they interact, or greeting in some Asian cultures may consist of a bow. Language barrier and cultural education. This is a use that is most conflictive when two cultures or groups try to communicate. They may not speak the same language, so they will try their best to point out or use hand signals that get their point across. Thank you very much. It's all.